We live in a world that is survival of the scariest, I guess you could say. In nature, the selection or adaptation of an animal or a plant or anything, it comes down to what is best suited to gain resources in that particular environment. And that's the thing that is going to survive the most. And other things may adapt and change to alter that, but whatever gets the most resources becomes the dominant feature, the dominant creature, or the dominant plant life, whatever it might be. And our brains, over time, have adapted and become wired to survive by paying attention to certain things. So if I hear one person talking about a beautiful bird that they saw sitting in a tree earlier today, and then another person is talking about possible sightings of a tiger in the area, which conversation am I going to be more interested in listening to? Well, generally, it's going to be the tiger, because our brains are going to consider that more important information right now than looking at a bird in a tree. So let's take this to a more present day example. And say you live in a town that has 2 TV stations, and one of them is very reasonable about their reporting. They're honest. They report both the good and the bad without any hype. They try to give you a real good idea of what's going on. The other station is very sensational. They'll tell lies. They'll try to get things hyped up to scare you. They'll inflate things. It could be the amount of danger that there is. It could be, that this type of people hate this type of people, or whatever it might be. They're going to inflate it. They're going to make it as scary as possible. They're going to, try to give you those reports of that tiger that's in the area. And over time, that second station, they're going to get more resources, which is us, the viewers. They're going to thrive because they have more of those resources, because what they're doing, their shall we say, style of hunting is collecting more resources for them. So in the natural world, that would allow them to breed, to propagate their species. So the first channel, the reasonable and rational channel, they have to either adapt and start creating fear and being more sensational, or they will go out of business because advertisers won't pay them if they're not collecting us, the resources. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the news, that it's in their benefit, it's for their own survival that they scare you, that they tell you how horrible everyone else is and everything else is, when in reality, if you look at what's really going on out in the world, if you go and talk to your neighbors, everybody's pretty nice. So we have this tendency to buy into it because that report of a tiger is much more important to us than looking at the bird sitting in the tree. Don't live in fear. Take a minute to look at the bird in the tree. Enjoy it. Be glad that you have the opportunity to do that. If you spend your whole life in fear and never looking at the bird, then what kind of a life is it? What's the point? You're living this miserable life hiding in a little cave so that the tiger doesn't get you, and you never get to see the beautiful bird. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Have a great